how to crochet this super cute little wallet, free pattern in the description below. Links to the exact supplies I'm using in this video are linked below in the description. We'll start with the flap. You'll begin with a magic circle. And for row 1, we're going to half double crochet 6 times into our magic circle. Close your circle, but not too tight. We'll be placing a stitch in there later on. Chain 1 and turn. We're going to start off row 2 with a half double crochet in the first stitch. And then we're going to increase in the next 4 stitches. So increase means 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. Chain 1 and turn. For row 3, we're going to half double crochet in the first 3 stitches. And once again, increase in the next 4 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Row 4, we'll half double crochet in the first 5 stitches. Increase in the next 4 stitches. And half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Row 5 will start with 7 half double crochets. Increase in the next 4 stitches. And half double crochet in the last 7 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. For row 6, we'll half double crochet in the first 9 stitches. Increase in the next 4 stitches. And half double crochet in the last 9 stitches. Chain 1, but don't turn this time. We're going to move on to the body of the wallet, so we'll be working across the top of the flap here. We're going to do 19 stitches. There'll be 8 on each side and then 1 stitch right in the center of your magic circle. You'll just want to try to do this as evenly as possible into the top of each of these rows. Chain 1 and turn. Rows 2 through 10 will be the same, half double crochet 19 across, chain 1 and turn. Once your 10 rows are completed, we can start on the pocket. You'll chain 1 and turn. And for this row and this row only, we'll be working in the third loops of our half double crochets. It's a little bit tricky to see, but there is a loop in the front of your stitch. So if you look at the top, you can see where you would normally place your hook. We're going to be placing our hook in the front. So right up under that front loop of the stitch. And we'll do this in each stitch across. Here's a close-up, right under that loop and all the way across. Chain 1 and turn. For rows 2 through 8, we'll just continue to half double crochet in each stitch across, chain 1 and turn. Our pocket is finished, and now we can tie off and weave in our ends. We need to continue the rest of the body, so we'll turn our work around and attach our yarn in the right hand corner. And now we'll half double crochet in each stitch across for a total of 19 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. For rows 2 through 8, we'll half double crochet 19, chain 1 and turn. Your work should be looking something like this. We've got the body, the flap for the pocket, and now we can tie off, leaving a 12-inch tail for sewing. Line up your edges, and using a large sewing needle, tapestry needle, we're going to sew the left sides together using a whip stitch, and I'll show you what I mean by whip stitch. You're going to insert your needle into one side of your work. I like to do it on the back, and you will only insert your hook on that side, so basically looping the yarn around each time. And I like to do this quite tight. At the end, you can weave in your ends. And now we'll repeat on the other side. The only difference is here is that we'll have to cut a 12-inch piece of yarn and attach it ourselves, since we don't have a tail on this side. To do this, I like to leave some slack at the end and weave it in on both ends. So right here, I'll just leave some extra yarn to weave in later and continue with my whip stitch. After I'm done weaving my ends, I'll trim off the excess, and your wallet should be looking a little something like this by now. So you could use your scraps here for strands, but I have a shortcut that can make this go a lot faster. I will wrap the yarn around my 4 fingers approximately 13 times, and then cut them so that I can cut all these strands at once instead of individually. To attach the fringe, we're going to take those strands and fold them in half And using our crochet hook, I'm going to insert it into the flap, loop on the yarn, and pull it through. And now I'm going to pull those tails through the loop. Once you've finished attaching all of your fringe, we're going to trim it a little bit. And then you can comb or separate the strands with your fingers. To attach the magnetic snap, I'm going to cut a 12-inch piece of yarn and separate it into individual strands. If you happen to have the right color thread on hand, you could totally use that. I just like this hack to save me a little bit of time. Thread onto a small sewing needle. And place your snaps in the center of the flap and the center of the body. You can use some super glue to place the snaps for extra security. And then sew your magnetic snap to your wallet. I recommend blocking this project with starch. It helps the wallet maintain its shape longer and that fringe to stay intact longer. To do that, I lightly spray the project and then pin it down to my blocking board and let it stay to dry. You did it! Thanks for joining me today. Happy crocheting, and be sure to check out more tutorials on my channel. See you next time.